Hi, I'm Derek Murphy, and I wanted to just talk a little bit about confidence. It's important if you have a lot of things you want to do in your life, but you're not quite sure how to get started or how to do them. You may feel insecure or shy, especially about putting yourself out there or taking risks. And the secret of confidence is this: you get better at doing things after you've done them a lot. And this is the 1,000-hour rule, or um, practice makes perfect. It's just if you spend a lot of time doing something, you're going to get better at it. When you get better at something, you're going to feel confident about it. This can include public speaking. It can include, dancing or skydiving or anything you're trying to get better at. Even just meeting people, talking to people, being outgoing. Confidence, it's a learned skill that directly relates to the specific subject matter. So you can't just have universal confidence that works everywhere for things that you haven't tried. Although if you always try new things and you get very comfortable with trying new things, then you will always have the confidence for trying new things. But my point is just when you want to become more confident, it's not something you start off with. You can't be confident about doing something you've never done before immediately. You have to be comfortable with being very bad at something when you start out. And a lot of the difficulties that people think confidence is dependent on success. And that's only true when to reach that success, you've had a lot of failure. And I think the failure is something people don't really consider. They look at someone, see them as very confident, very successful. They don't consider the 999 times they've failed terribly before they figured out how to do something right and then done it another 1,000 times to get really good at it. That's where confidence really comes from. You don't feel any fear because you've done it so many times and you've already failed in every way you can possibly imagine. And so the opposite of confidence, I think, is the fear of failure. And you only have that fear when you haven't done something yet. And if you think about like what's the worst that can possibly happen and you do it anyway, and the worst does happen, after a few times of that, when you've had this experience of failing terribly, you kind of get over your fear of failure. And if you have no fear of failure, it's really easy to be confident about starting new ventures. I'm actually going to stop now because I'm rambling, but my basic point about how to become more confident is that you need to fail a lot to become more confident. And so you need to get over your fear of failure by taking the risk and doing something anyway. Feel the fear and do it anyway. Push through. You may feel terrible. You may do a really shitty job, but even if you do really badly, even if it's worse than you could have anticipated, you'll still gain confidence from that failure. And it's important when you start to try to do something new, you're not focusing on being successful as your goal. Because if you are focusing on being successful as your goal, if you are a failure, if you fail from your goal, you'll feel negative emotions. And actually, failure is a great experience because you're building confidence and it's a necessary experience for success. So you're in any goal, whenever you try to do something, failure should be your goal, or at least accomplishment means you should finish the activity. If you finish something, if you take action, then you're successful. It doesn't matter whether success or failure is the outcome of the action that you took, because all you're trying to do is build your personal experience, trying out doing things so that you have enough confidence to be able to easily do something new anytime. Skill is a little bit different from confidence. I mean, you'll feel more confident if you are skillful at something, but skill takes time to develop, whereas confidence is usually just getting over that initial fear of failure. And once you've gotten over that, once you've failed a few times, then that fear is gone, and then confidence isn't really an issue anymore. Then you can just focus on the skill, just getting better. Okay, thanks. Bye-bye.